Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. And without any further ado, let's jump right into it. The last couple of weeks have been completely all over the place, especially after we got word that multiple Bitcoin ETFs have been approved. It sent a bit of a negative and positive shock through the cryptocurrency space, as the generalized idea was that the cryptocurrency market would be moving up quite rapidly in price. Now, let me give you two different instances. One, we should be moving up higher in price. However, something happened that I think a lot of people maybe weren't expecting ended up taking place. So a lot of the news quite recently, and I also don't have one of them here, it seemed lightly redundant. A lot of the people over the course of the last and not all of them, there's still a lot of like heavy optimism in the market. But a lot of the people who were predicting a swift movement up to 75,000, 85,000, 110,000 have kind of churned a bit and are now talking about that they believe that Bitcoin might rest under $40,000 for a bit, or might not see any significant movements above 42 and or 43,000 over the course of the next couple of weeks. If you haven't been seeing the news or have somehow missed it, it's basically, and I mean, we have like one exact answer. So if you've been watching videos here or on my other channel, Money Rules, you know that a lot of Bitcoin has recently been accumulated by the ETF holders, havers, their companies. They have a significant amount of Bitcoin and have continued accumulating on behalf of their clients, who are also like buying massive amounts of their Bitcoin ETFs. However, in very unexpected news, there's been a lot of sell pressure within the cryptocurrency, within the Bitcoin market. And it mainly, nearly entirely comes down to one company. So I explained this before on the other channel. For those of you who missed it, I'll give you a quick little run through. The issue is that Grayscale has a Bitcoin trust. They have a Bitcoin trust and they have a Bitcoin ETF. They were trying to get their trust converted into an ETF, but the SEC said no. So the problem is that now that they have an official ETF, which is what the market was asking for quite a long amount of time, as opposed to their trust, which mimicked an ETF but was not an ETF in letters and words, people are now selling off shares of the original trust and are buying up shares of the ETF. The problem lies in the fact that Grayscale's trust holds Bitcoin. So when people sell off the trust, Bitcoin are also sold off as well. And with the massive amount of selling pressure from Grayscale having to legally sell off their Bitcoin as people liquidate the trust, this is the downward pressure that we've been seeing. It says the world's largest cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, continues to face strong selling pressure from Grayscale after the sale of their GBTC, that's their Bitcoin Trust shares, causing Bitcoin's price to drop. It says, however, the same money is swiftly moving into the newly launched Bitcoin ETFs, which have raised over $27 billion worth of Bitcoin in just 1 week. And I'm sure I heard someone say it, everyone's scratching their head, and they say, well, why wouldn't Bitcoin's price move up if that money is swiftly moving into the Bitcoin ETFs? Because for some reason, now, I don't know if this is coordinated or not, but I have my suspicions. Apparently, the Bitcoin that's being sold off from the trust is being sold directly to crypto exchanges, where it hits the market and we can see the strong selling pressure from Grayscale. The other news is that allegedly the Bitcoin being purchased for the ETFs is happening OTC. It's happening over the counter. So essentially, they're selling directly onto the market, which has a negative impact on the market. And they're buying over the counter, which does not hit the numbers on a crypto exchange, therefore leaving the price unchanged. So this is why I said I speculate that they're leaving the selling pressure there so that they can continue to accumulate Bitcoin for their ETFs at a much lower rate, therefore making things longevitily in the future a lot better for Grayscale and their clients and all the other ETFs as well, because they essentially want that selling pressure. They want prices to go down so that they can accumulate for their other fund at a much cheaper rate. And we also know that the ETFs are doing quite well because we're seeing data constantly about their trading volume, how much money is being put into them. And we see that literally billions of dollars are flowing into them. Some of the last numbers that we had quite recently was that apparently over the course of a 10-11 day period, these ETF makers, the companies, have accumulated 95,000 Bitcoin. You heard that correctly, 95,000, which is around 1/5 or 1/6 of all the actual remaining liquid Bitcoin. So it, in essence, behooves them to have this selling pressure. This is why I said I don't know how coordinated this is, but the timing of it is a little bit spectacular, as everyone and their mother was expecting Bitcoin's price to at least be $62,000, $63,000, $65,000 at this point. But the selling pressure from Grayscale seems to exclusively be the reason why prices are falling. In a recent analysis by someone named Chris J. Terry, I don't know if we're supposed to know who that is, insights are provided about the current state of Bitcoin prices, predicting the continuation of a flat or a downward trend, as Grayscale has, and we've never seen these numbers before, and I was quite shocked by them as well. According to Terry, this trend will persist until the completion of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust liquidation. An estimated $25 billion in sales actively expected in the coming weeks. If they continue to sell, the prices will continue to drop. Rich people will continue to accumulate at a discount. And this is where also the supply crunch continues to come in. Anything that was held by an institution, Grayscale, is simply going to move to the same, essentially, institution, Grayscale, but at a lower price than they previously accumulated it before. A lot of people are saying that this could be strategic, probably. In that, for those of you who missed it, Grayscale's ETF has a fee of 1.5%, and people are assuming that the higher fee may be done on purpose to stop people. I wish I could tell you the exact answer. At the moment, it appears to be that nearly exclusively Grayscale is pushing down the market. It is not known whether they are doing this on purpose, but the clients who they collected Bitcoin on behalf of are now liquidating and pushing that money into the ETFs. And that's currently where we are right now. It says Grayscale's Bitcoin Trust cash slides as BlackRock, Fidelity, and Bitcoin ETFs expand their holdings. I did not know at all that apparently Grayscale was holding 605,000 Bitcoin. That number was never, as far as I can tell, was never disclosed because it would have made major news before. If we had news that, what's the other one? MicroStrategy has 180,000 Bitcoin. I can only assumption, here we go, that the news that Grayscale had 3 times as many as they did, just based on accumulation from their clients, would have made major news. But around, 10,000, 11,000 Bitcoin gets offloaded every couple of days. We're seeing the now effect of this. At some point, the the trust, excuse me, will be liquidated. And this is when people are expecting prices to go up. Even a lot of people, I saw this and I lightly rolled my eyes because I was like, wow. Anthony Scaramucci and many other people have recently been in the news to talk about the prices sliding. And Scaramucci says there seems to be a lot of selling off of Grayscale. And I would have never known that compared to all the other news that's currently out there. So yeah, a lot of people are, I mean, the optimism hasn't necessarily waned. I think if we saw no interest in the Bitcoin ETFs, then you hit the panic button. But the fact that they've accumulated nearly, I guess, basically all, if not, more than the Bitcoin from Grayscale over the course of the last few days leads a lot of people to still believe that once Grayscale is done, prices will pop up as they previously did before. But who knows where prices will go, how long the selling will last, or what the future holds for any of us in this market, because this is by far the weirdest, craziest market that I have ever been a part of. So yeah, that appears to be the exact reason for the selling pressure. It continues to happen until they are done liquidating and or they lower their fees, or who knows exactly what they have going on, but we can assume and easily speculate there's probably something going on where they want prices to be lower so that they can continue to accumulate for themselves. Because also understand, Grayscale's not just accumulating for their clients. They also do it for themselves, as does every other company. That's the Grayscale is selling news. And yeah, let's move on. In lightly dystopian news, Indiana, the state, is adding its name to the list of states that intend to give the cryptocurrency self-custody rights to their residents. I say lightly dystopian because I feel like at this point we should, maybe after a couple thousand years, we should live in a world where if you own it, there should be no question as to if it is yours. If you purchase something and you have proof of the purchase, well, therefore it's yours. There should be no question of, well, we see that the crypto's yours. Do you have the right to self-custody? It exists for every other thing. There, as far as I can tell, there's never been a need to have a ruling for self-custody of like peanut butter or of a camera or of your computer. It's yours. You bought it. It's yours. A cryptocurrency bill would guarantee the non-intervention of the state government of Indiana in cryptocurrency self-custody, in mining, in validating transactions, and other issues, was recently introduced by Representative Heath Van Natter in the Indiana General Assembly, or the IGA. Another really weird thing is how many countries around the world are trying to block their citizens from being able to have the right to mine cryptocurrency. It is a computer that you turn on that does calculations, and when it solves those calculations, you get rewarded in the cryptocurrency. At what point in humanity did it become illegal to solve math equations, especially on a computer? We live in a very, very weird time where someone even has to come forward to be like, hey, people should have the right to validate transactions. People should have the right to self-custody. Anyway, the bill is titled Use of Digital Assets HB 1388, and it establishes that people who are mining and the cryptocurrency mining activity cannot be discriminated against or against other activities, and guarantees the right to self-custody, and establishes that people who are mining and who are staking do not need to receive a money transmitting license. What planet is this? This is the dumbest thing in the entire world. As Indiana and a number of other states have tried to introduce these bills, I do not remember off the top of my head if we have received like updates on them. I don't remember hearing like this bill went through, but I know it takes a while, especially when trying to lobby and have a lot of these things pushed into actual completion. But sure, I hope this goes through. I would have assumed that there would have been simply a blanket ruling across all states for this, but alas, nope. It is just state by state as it goes right now, which means that there's probably going to be one state who has a little bit more dystopian law than others, who are going to like not give the right to mining or not give the right to validation for some type of a taxation reason. But all of this is a little weird. It keeps happening over and over. There are countries that don't allow, and it's not just China, put your hand down. There are other countries that don't allow people to like validate transactions, or if you want to mine, you have to get like government approval and stuff like that. And it's like, imagine turning on your computer and you make like 15 cents worth of Bitcoin every single day, but you have to like register with a government, and like, it's just all very, very odd. So good job, Indiana and any other state who's currently doing it. But I just assumed we had gone a little bit further as a society at this point, but apparently not. And yeah, let's move on. All right, here we go. So I saw this floating around, and we've discussed this before. And I understand. I'm not the most viewed cryptocurrency news channel, so I assume the 99.9% majority of other people who are in the crypto space definitely did not see my information on this. We had news a while ago, maybe even like a year and some change ago, after it was confirmed that Elon Musk was forced to buy Twitter after he didn't want to anymore, that the company wasn't doing too hot. They were looking for ways to generate income, and this is why they made it so that if you were on the platform, you could get a yellow check, a blue check. It was something. It was whatever the color might have been, to say, hey, this is definitely you, but they wanted people to pay for it, as opposed to proving who they actually were. That didn't work out too well. So one of the other ideas, I believe, had to do something with NFTs, but that also didn't work out. And that kind of got them to the idea of Twitter becoming like an everything app. And for those of you who are cringing, I refuse to say the letter X. I see so many, you wouldn't believe the amount of articles that I see with people talking about this happened on X, but next to it in brackets, they have to put the word Twitter because the letter X is a letter and it looks weird in a normal sentence if you're just writing it out. So they always have to clarify that it's Twitter. You all know that it's Twitter, so please calm down. It was then confirmed that they were going to try and have another source of revenue, as a lot of their, people who were working with them, advertisers, had left the platform due to a multitude of different reasons over the course of the last year and some change. Changing it into a payment website network seemed to be the thing. They want to be the Apple Pay. They want to be the Google Pay. They want to be the PayPal of social media, as it were. We had news at least twice, dare I say thrice, from Elon Musk that they were going to actively try to make this into a payment system platform, and that they had no immediate plans to integrate cryptocurrencies into their platform. That was one of the first times that I made a video about it, because a lot of coins went completely insane, and a lot of other channels were hyping up the fact that Elon Musk in 2 days was going to add cryptocurrencies to the platform as a payment option. And I said, no, it's a shame that all of you YouTubers who are in the cryptocurrency market don't understand how any of this actually works. If it takes a long time to get SEC approval to launch a fund, you can only imagine how long it takes for a payment service provider platform to have to get actual approval from every single state within the United States and from other countries as well. You simply cannot transform your platform overnight as a gigantic monetary free-for-all, because you would be breaking nearly every single money law, and then you would get shut down quite swiftly. The idea of integrating with cryptocurrencies for a lot of people was kind of like some anti-establishment kind of thing that people assumed Elon Musk was going to do. Elon Musk is the establishment. I'm not sure if you've seen how rich he is. When you claim the title of the richest person on the planet, you are the establishment. He may not like the laws and the rules, as we've seen before, where he's talking about taking away these mega factories from different places because they tell him he has to follow the rules. But alas, he has to actually follow the rules. If cryptocurrencies are ever integrated into Twitter, it is going to be a bit of a doozy for a lot of people who've been using crypto for a while. You live in a world where you can download a wallet, you can go buy some crypto, and you can send it around the world as you see fit. You and your friends right now could send crypto back and forth to each other at your own volition, as much as you want, as quick as the chain will actually take. However, in the world of finance, similar to the confusion that so many people had about cryptocurrency exchanges a number of years ago, you would not believe how many people were confused that when they put their crypto onto a crypto exchange, they couldn't take it off because they had to sign up for the website. That there were like daily purchase limits, daily withdrawal limits, because that's how the banking system works. These companies also have banking charters. What's going to end up happening is that one day you're going to hear that you're able to use, and this is probably years away. Understand that word, years. It's not days, it's not months, because they're trying to roll this out right now on Twitter, and it is just going to be for anything probably denominated in nearly exclusively US dollars until we get news that they actually have confirmation from other countries to use their money, euros, yen, what have you, and that people within those countries are legally able to do that as well. You are going to have to sign up for Twitter, and you're going to have to give them all of your information. That's where the cookie begins to crumble, because a lot of people, for some reason, don't know this or forget that it is actually a thing. Similar to how you signed up for a cryptocurrency exchange, if you are moving money in any sort of way, the government and the banks are going to want to know. So you are going to have to give your name, your address, your information, your date of birth, maybe even your social, ? To be able to move money around on Twitter, and it'll be the exact same thing for cryptocurrencies as well. However, in that same exact gigantic long paragraph, people within the cryptocurrency space were given news that Twitter is looking to roll out their payment system, and it went off like wildfire. Where the speculation has been, as Elon Musk wears t-shirts that say that have Dogecoin on it, that apparently Dogecoin would be added to the platform. He's mentioned before they have no immediate plans to do so because they don't have the legal framework. But of course, that doesn't stop everyone in crypto for believing that Elon Musk is the savior of the world and he's going to do it instantaneously. And then wouldn't you know it, people were like, well, there's Dogecoin, but then there's also Shiba Inu. So then people also began to lose their mind about Shiba Inu, assuming that Elon Musk loves dog coins and was going to add that one as well. You think I'm joking, but then I look around and read the news and I'm like, of course that's where people were. That's exactly where they were going mentally. In anticipation of X payments, Shiba Inu marketing lead Lucy, okay, her name is just Lucy, explains why SHIB deserves to be included in the service. Does it? Shiba Inu community members have launched a campaign to push for SHIB's inclusion into the upcoming payment feature on Elon Musk's X. Wow, fantastic sentence, whoever wrote that. It bears mentioning that the team behind X recently took a major step forward toward, there we go, the official launch of payments by creating a dedicated account for the service. And here's a screenshot of the newly launched whatchamajaggers of their X payments, if you will. Reacting to the development, the crypto community completely lost their minds, took to the social media platform and begun to speculate that the service might support crypto assets and traditional currencies. We've heard from Elon Musk before that it is going to mainly be the US dollar until they get proper paperwork for other countries. Remember, like 6 months ago, we had news, I think, that they had 12 or 13 states like paperwork so far, but they were trying to get the other ones and they were having a hard time on a number of other states. It's probably more than likely New York and Alaska. For whatever reason, those are always the most difficult ones. But yeah, people kind of lost it because they were expecting like a near instantaneous announcement that this was going to happen. Dogecoin, and I believe this is Floki Inu, their prices rose by 12% on the rumors. Shiba Inu also went up, and any other dog type of meme coin also went up as well, just on general speculation. I'm not sure how we got to the point where... Now, if the news had just been about Dogecoin, I could have lightly seen, and I mean a very lightly seen, how that could have been a possibility. But we've heard from him before. This is why I know people don't research or look around. There's a reason why you haven't heard Elon Musk talking a lot about Dogecoin in the last like year or so. He may wear t-shirts or he may whatever profile picture. It's because a lot of people were claiming that Dogecoin was a security because of Elon Musk, that it was only rising and falling based off of his actions. I'm telling you, look it up. We had speculation before, years ago. This was speculation. It was never officially substantiated, but we heard rumors that apparently Elon Musk tried to have conversations with Blockstream, I believe, to gain control over Bitcoin's code. He was told no, and apparently he went shopping. The news was back then that apparently he had discussions with the Dogecoin team. They said, cool, come on board. And this is why he became such a huge fan of Dogecoin, because he found a cryptocurrency project that would give him control over the project. However, whenever prices go up and down, people who bought these coins always look for someone to blame, because that's just what adults do now. And a lot of people were looking into the fact that Dogecoin had fallen from 70 cents to around, 5 or 6 cents at the bottom of the market. And a lot of people were saying this had to do with Elon Musk. He wasn't promoting it enough. He wasn't so-and-so. Understand that Elon Musk has an army of lawyers behind him who also tell him these things. You gotta stop talking about it because people will try to pin something against you. This is why a lot of other coins, even you must notice, a lot of the other creators of these coins no longer directly talk about these coins. They may talk about updates or upgrades. And this is why even Justin Sun has pivoted to no longer talking about Tron. The Justin Sun news that we get is like he's talking about these other altcoins that he's interested in or other companies and websites that he's trying to buy. This is why Charlie Lee, the creator of Litecoin, slowly slunk away. This is why we don't hear Vitalik Buterin talking often about the movement of Ethereum or anything else like that. He talks about upgrades that they're working on. It's because the public is so obsessed with the idea of something being called an unregistered security and or seeing a price fall on something that they bought as an adult and then looking for a way to blame it on someone else. So as it stands right now, the market once again lost it because that's just how things are. Everyone got a little bit excited over the idea that Twitter is going to be adding cryptocurrency payments instantaneously the moment that their payments network goes up. As we heard before, Elon Musk said that's not how it's going to be. He said this around the time, for those of you who were wondering, when people were asking, was he going to make his own coin? Was Tesla going to make their own coin? Or was Twitter going to have their own coin as well? And he said no. And people were like, oh, he's lying. Maybe they'll do it in the future. You don't really get regulatory scrutiny if you don't understand the word no. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for this video. I do hope that you have all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting. And let's hope that Grayscale is done selling. I have a feeling that they are not. So we'll see what happens over the course of the next couple of weeks. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See